Hey everybody, you're on the Royal Cameraman channel. Just recently, the 77th episode of the series was released, showing the process of a formal peace treaty between the Skibidi toilets and the Alliance. However, this is far from the highlight of the series. Today I will tell you all the interesting details, as well as theories about the upcoming character improvements. And at the end, as always, the best part, my own concept of the upcoming changes in Titan TV. Believe me, I'm confident in my statements. Here we go. Let's start with the most baffling moment in the series. In episode 77, after a fight, the Astro toilet's head gets chopped off, but it somehow does not cut off his life, and he sticks out his legs and starts running and screaming in the direction of the protagonist, you might ask. But how is that possible? I'll tell you all about it. I think a very important detail is his eyes. Look at them. Don't you think he has two pupils in each eye? One small one and a larger one behind it. But okay, we'll leave that fact out for now. Now look at his legs. When I first saw it, I thought they were some kind of technological legs, a defense mechanism that would save the Astro toilet's mind when its head was chopped off. But they're not. His legs are actually organic. He grew them himself. And so I bring you to my theory. What if the Astro toilets are actually mutants who just put on a human face mask? Like this Astro toilet has wider eyes than the ones on his mask. Because he's had his mechanical body parts chopped off, which is the flying ship itself, he grew legs so he could continue to attack the Earthlings. But that didn't help him much, because the big cameraman started shooting at the humanoid with his laser cannon. And guess what? The laser cannon didn't kill him. The powerful laser that almost blew up ordinary toilets only left him with a little redness on his face. This is another fact that supports my theory about the protective mask on the Astro toilets. So for example, when we took off the helmet of the Astro Juggernaut, we saw a strange body part on his head. Some thought it was an ear, but I believe that this is some kind of extra outgrowth that appeared after the mutation in this Astro. The next thing I would like to draw your attention to are the subtexts added by Dafuk in the series. In episode 77, we were shown people trying to talk to a large cameraman. In the dialogue, they mentioned a burning church. I think the author mentioned it on purpose. When you dream about a burning church, it means great sorrow. Maybe in the next installments, something very sad will happen, like the death of an important character, especially since this series will be divided into 4 episodes. Last time 4 parts had only 67th series, in which was shown a large-scale battle of the giants. If you take into account that the first episode of the 77 series lasts almost 4 minutes, and the episodes of 67th episode did not reach 2, the new episode will last a very long time, because the first part alone takes as much time as the 2 parts before. And let's not forget that recently, NoCap, who has a connection with Dafuk, asked him, which part of the 70th episode will be the most epic? To which Dafuk replied, the 3rd and 4th. Maybe in these parts we will have a brutal battle, which we were promised at the end of the first part, and after that, a big loss. Let's move on. Have you noticed that hybrids have got the technology from somewhere? Flying swords and the typical Astro yellow glow. It's easily explained. Remember when the female hybrid took the cannon of the defeated Astro Juggernaut with her? Well, he probably took it to a Skibidist lab and they studied how the technology works. I also hope that the toilets will share their developments with the Alliance, as only together they can defeat the enemy. Although on the other hand, if the full exchange of technology, the Skibidists will get weapons not only against Astro, but also against the Alliance. And after defeating the alien enemy, a new problem will arise. Should the Alliance and the Tulayans continue the war? In such a situation, the Alliance would be at a disadvantage in transferring its technology. Alright, I'm getting carried away. Let's get back to the mutant guns. The new technology came along pretty quickly, and this is a very interesting detail because between the episode where the improvements are shown and where only collected material for study passed only 1 episode. The pace of work of scientists in the series is amazing, and new inventions they make faster and faster. Perhaps in future episodes we will even see how a character gets a newly developed improvement right in the middle of the series. Okay, we've been over this. Remember that chair at the beginning of the episode that just flew away? I've had my eye on that character for a long time. If you think he's only appeared a couple times, he's far from it. I suggest you watch my full breakdown of this character on the channel. Trust me, he's not just a set piece. He's a full-fledged Mr. Secret who's appeared in every episode this season. In short, I believe that Dafuk is sitting in that chair and just watching the episode. Have you heard the theory that Dafuk is actually an alien? Let me tell you, it's not my theory, but it seems to me to be very consistent with what's going on in the show. In this theory, the Dafuk is an alien creature that survived an attack by the Astro tuplets. It came to Earth to save it and was authorized by the government to research and create weapons against these evil creatures. So it took over the Alpha Hills underground laboratory. This theory holds that the time we see in the show is our past, in which the planet received an extraterrestrial Skibidi virus, and here you might say I'm wrong. After all, in the series we see laser weapons, teleportation, and many other technologies that are not even available to us at the moment. But let's not forget that Dafuk came from another planet, and is trying to help us. So most likely this technological progress is due to the unearthly origin of the secret agent. He's the one who's fueled this rapid leap in technology. Now that you know that theory, let's take another look at this scene. The chair that Dafuk is supposedly sitting on, I remind you, is flying towards some kind of white light. Does that remind you of anything? Personally, I think this scene looks a lot like a typical movie alien abduction. Remember those old pictures when UFOs used white light to abduct cows? It seems to me in this way the author of the series hints us on the extraterrestrial origin of the secret agent, and especially on the uniqueness of the chair. By the way, the strange moments do not end here. After the chair disappears, we see a strange flower in a pot standing in its place, and on the left, under a tree, stands an even stranger cameraman. He doesn't move or give any signs of life. As for me, either this creature who stole the chair pretended to be a cameraman, or this Dafuk just forgot to remove this model from the location, and it remains standing on the location without movement. To avoid this, let's move on to the most interesting part of the video, namely to my concept of improving the Titan's Tweeman. After the last battle, Titan clearly needs improvement because he was unable to defeat G-Mon. He was replaced by a stronger opponent in the form of the Astro tuplets. And let's not forget that TV Man and his team have been taking important samples from the field for research, which means that improvements are already underway. So let's take a look at the new Titan. As far as you can see, he has a belt made of another screen, and 2 speakers in the front and 3 speakers in the back. Let me remind you that in the last jam fight, we were shown that Titan's torso can rotate separately from his legs. This means that this belt can help him to cope with the enemies that will come from the front, while the main torso of the TV Man will fight with the enemies that came from the back. He also has 2 speakers on his shoulders and the main TV, which will amplify the effect of his screens to calculate sound. On his shoulders, instead of the now useless TVs, he has armor that will protect his shoulders from attacks. And on the very top of his head are attached new Astro toilet lasers. And that makes sense. Anyone whose attention is attracted by the Titan's sound and light signal will be immediately incinerated by these powerful lasers. Well, this is the end of my video. Thank you for watching. You were on the Royal Cameraman channel. Bye bye bye.